like that.
Bingo!
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's probably not going to win the Grand Championship or even reserve it. But you can be sure Jesus will be in the house. The man on a mission. Give it to God, BBQ.
Good morning. I woke up and I thought, did this weekend really happen? I hear in Ponchatoula, Louisiana, thinking, man, did I really go to Pensacola? Or was it a dream? Maybe a bad dream. Hey, I don't know. We're gonna do a little bit different this time on the video. I'm gonna kind of walk you through. I time-lapsed photography the what I call crunch time, and it's from 10 o'clock in the morning until final turn-in at 1:30. And I set up a camera in my trailer and time-lapsed it. And so I'm gonna kind of walk you through that whole process. So I'm not sure who's watching these or who thinks they're interesting, but I always get some feedback, and I got people all over the place. But obviously people aren't watching this to pick up championship techniques, because you'll find none of those here. Oh, it was an amazing competition. The guys that were there, I'm talking probably 8, maybe 10 of the top 10 in the country. The guy who won it, Smoking Butt Crew, QL, was Team of the Year last year. He was second. Two Old Men and a Grill, Bubba Q, Jiggy Piggy, Two Men and a Pig, Swinging Pig, Lotta Bull, Mike and Debbie Davis, great people. Smoking on a Roof, Serial Griller, Getting Sauced, Wild Bunch Butt Burners, Late Night Whiskey Smoke, Jack's Old South, Blue Bloods from Hammond. He's just, him and Dave and Celeste are just kick butt people. That was my dog barking, by the way. Beignet. One of the sweetest dogs you'll ever meet. She's deaf, and that's kind of interesting, hanging out with a deaf dog. Okay, hey, all right, let's get to the point here. Okay, where did I finish? I'll end the suspense early on this. I finished 33rd out of 38th. I'm going to tell you something. As a competitor, the first 10 miles after leaving and seeing how I did on the score sheets was brutal. I mean, it felt like I got kicked in the teeth, man, and the gut, and the butt. It just, you want to do good, and you start to think, what is going on. I think in my case, because I'm there to talk about Jesus and show the love of Jesus, I think in my case, God's also putting me there so that everybody who sees me and at competitions and whatnot, like, I'm the example of how to be a good loser. Because I'm convinced, when I was coming home and thinking through everything, I'm convinced that when God wants me to win, there is nothing that's good. I could put salt and pepper on it, period, end of story, cook it and turn it in. Like Brother Joe says, don't even do anything to it, just cook it, turn it in. I'm going to start winning, and then people better look out. When I start winning, people better look out, because we're going to get on a roll. We're going to rumble through this thing. So, hey, check this out. And the reason why I'm there. Talk about Jesus, talk about the love of Jesus, and what a great way to do that is to talk about the thank you fairy. It's a story of my daughter's death, and how God has used that to glorify His kingdom and share just a really cool story, the Thank You Fairy story. And a great friend of mine, Danny Titus, who I barbecue with a lot in Louisiana, and IBCA events, Danny and Rhonda. Danny made this for me over the Christmas break, and it is a beautiful, beautiful sign. When I first looked at it, I looked at the other side, which is has LA, a state of Louisiana, and my logo and a cross and a couple things up in the little knots there, and that's a piece of cypress wood native to Louisiana, obviously in swamplands. Beautiful piece of wood. It's encased in heavy plastic plexiglass. Just a very, very awesome plaque. When I first got it, I looked at that side, at this side, and then I flipped it back over and saw the Thank You Fairy. I mean, it just broke me up because it has a picture book there and it has a story, and a place for me to put my cards and hang it, and so I can tell people about Jesus in a really cool way, and share Jesus, which is the real reason that I'm there. You know, Jeff gets caught up in the competition and wanting to win and being intense and all that stuff, but the real reason I'm there is to talk about Jesus and show the love of God, because if you're not right with God, you die, you go to hell, and that's all there is to it. I mean, that's just the simple truth of the gospel. So, if you're not right with God, get right with God, because you don't want to go to hell. It's hot down there and burn in agony. And you're always 38th out of 38. You're always last place in hell. In heaven, you're first place. Caroline told me something too. It's like, you know, I mean, all the awards and all that kind of stuff is really cool. But when I stand before God in heaven, I would rather stand before God in heaven saying, Jeff really loved Jesus and served Jesus, served God. And he cooked some pretty good barbecue too, you know, as opposed to, hey, Jeff was #1 in the world of barbecue, but he didn't talk about Jesus. I'd rather have the other. But when God, I'm telling you, when God wants me to, well, look out. I'm gonna start kicking butt. Hey, the only bright spot, if there is one in the competitive piece of the equation, is that my pork came in 22nd. I actually came in higher than Jack's Old South, which is Myron Mixon's. Great. Their team was great, and great people and all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of like, hey, he must have had a really bad day because he would give it to God, beat him. So there we have it. Let's move on now to the time lapse, and I'll walk you through that and show you what the intense period of time is really like. I mean, there's a lot of preparation, a lot of things that go on, and when you're doing this as a solo team. Now I don't have any help normally at all, and if I have some help, it's, you know, people that I don't normally barbecue with. I'm a one-man team, so when I get going, it's just me, and you have brutal turn-in time. You have 4 products you got to turn in, and you know, half hour in between. So what I did is I set up my camera, and I said, okay, we're going to turn it on and show you this process. So here it is. All right. Check this out. All right, I'm getting ready. Let's see, what am I doing there? Just kind of washing, fiddling around, kind of getting some stuff going, in and out of the trailer. A lot of this is nerves too. You know, I'm pretty nervous and trying to figure out, you know, stay on track, keep everything together. I have a timeline. Here I'm cooking I'm cooking a total of 12 chicken thighs. Those are my pan only holds 8, so I pre-cook 4 just a little bit ahead of time, inject them with some butter, throw them on the grill, come back out, fiddling around a little bit, trying to get ready, looking at my timeline, getting my spices all set up and ready to go, checking on the chicken. Now, I'll also say that during this period of time, the weather was horrible down there. I mean, we got pounded on with wind. In fact, I started my briskets and everything at 10 o'clock at night, and and the wind was just pulling the heat off of the barbecue pit. I had a heck of a time keeping the temperature up. I had to move it, had to move the tent, and, fight in the rain, all that kind of stuff. Here we got the chicken in the pan. We got the special spices and chicken basting butter and all kinds of stuff on top of there. So they're out on the grill cooking in there for 20 minutes, and getting my parsley box. I make the parsley boxes ahead of time, and then I put them in a cooler, and then I bring them out and just kind of patch up any holes in them or anything I need to do there. But I'm getting ready to. We got chicken followed up by pork, so I'm taking the 4 I pre-cooked. Now I'm taking the other 8, putting them back on the grill, kind of firm up that skin so you get bite-through skin on KCBS. What they want to do is, when a judge takes your piece of chicken, they want to bite into the piece and have just where they bit come off that bone. And they call it bite-through skin. You want to have that skin so that it doesn't pull out. You bite it, doesn't all come off. Saucing them, dunking them in sauce, putting some spices on them, and back out onto the grill. One of the things you have to do. Well, here I'm actually also getting the ribs ready. So my chicken's cooking, finishing, and I've pulled my ribs out of the camera, which I've gotten ready, and I'm just kind of holding them. And I got them out because I'm going to put them back on the grill to kind of firm them up, and put another layer of sauce on them as well. So chicken's just about done. There's ribs go back on, chicken's out, and so there they are. I'm probing them, making sure I got them at temperature at 168, and I'm looking down, I'm saying, okay, which 12 am I going to go with? I'm putting them in the parsley box. I got the box over there ready to go and turn in, and I have an atomic clock in my trailer, along with that's the same as what they use for judging, and you've got a 10-minute window that you have to do that. So it's pouring down rain, and I got to walk through that and just kind of fiddling to get the timing just right. Grab the chicken, take it, walk it over, turn it in. Chicken's turned in, ribs are still on the pit. Got a couple more minutes to pull the ribs off, and so there are the ribs. They just came off the pit, and so I got the parsley box out that I'm going to turn them in, checking that out, filling up any holes with the parsley, making sure that's all cool. And right now I'm just emptying the cooler of some water. I'm just trying to burn time. My nerves are going nuts at this point. I mean, I'm just this isn't too far-fetched on the activity level. There I am cutting the ribs, flipping them over, taking a look at them. It was interesting. I had 2 racks of ribs, and one of them looked better than the other, but it wasn't. It was cooked a little too much. In fact, I cooked. That's what they marked me down on my score. I cooked it too much. Too used to IBCA cooking, but anyways, you saw I put them in the box, turned them in. I'm tasting them and checking it out. But ultimately I cooked those ribs a little too long. Here's the pork. So now I got to work on pork. I'd actually pulled them out while I was boxing the ribs, and I'm pulling the pork, separating the muscles and pulling it and trying to get pieces of bark and flavor packed pieces, and pulling through 2 pork butts that I'd cooked. And I'm in that silver tray. I'm putting the ones I want to ultimately box in there. And they're going to go into the box. So that's over there, and working on it, trying to fill that box. And frankly, I still don't have a clue on, or I'm not doing as good a job as I can on that. But my pork did the best of any of them. So this was getting it done, getting the pork all put away, ready to roll. Let's see. I don't know if I've turned. Yeah, no, I'm getting ready to turn it in. So walk through the rain again. There it goes. Turn that sucker in. Got the brisket out, and I'm letting that brisket just rest. It's sitting there. It's cooked. It's out of the Cambro, and I'm going to rest it in the. Let it soak up those juices and firm back up. If you cut it right away, it'll just kind of shred and won't retain its juices as much as it can. So we're letting it sit out there on the counter for about 25 minutes. I'm separating the point from the flat. And there I go. I'm slicing it up with the electric knife, and I'm testing the pull on it, tasting the test, trimming that bottom fat layer off of there, and then I'm trimming. I went to put it in the box and they were too long, and KCBS you're allowed to trim them, so I trimmed the sides off, put it in the box, and turned it in. So there you have it. Crunch time with Give It to God barbecue. And on to the next town, Mobile, Alabama this week. So we'll see how we do. We're going to change some things up, have some fun, talk about Jesus, and keep barbecuing because I absolutely love it. And I know that sounds really weird, but I absolutely love it. And appreciate the fact that God has given me the chance to go out there and barbecue. So you all have a great day. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.
With the table ready, she's gonna run like she never runs.
Let me know when you're ready to give up, man. Let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready to give up, man. Let me know when you're ready.
Krieger Machine Works, championship barbecues for the regular Joe.
Barbecue! Cool? Oh, perfect.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is